We only got 4 minutes to save the world.
No hesitating.
And I completely forgot the rest of the words.
Please don't sue us, Madonna. Welcome in, everybody.
Well, that is the majority of the song, I believe, anyway.
I didn't put stuff in my hair that immediately backfires when my hair just goes, hi, everybody.
I also don't have stuff in my hair.
Yeah, but you don't need to.
There.
I wish you hadn't done that. Generally, I don't care what your hair looks like, but now it's distracting me.
I put it back in place.
Tifa, it kind of looks like you fell into a dryer.
I'll take it.
Where are we going with this?
Fashion.
Oh yeah, today's stream title was 4 minutes to save the world, because that's kind of what's happening in Higurashi later on, so hence the intro. It was Tifa's idea, in case you didn't like it. If you did like it, it was my idea. I remembered the song.
It works perfectly, especially considering yesterday we had all of these music lines in the stream as well. Now we have like 5 minutes to save everyone.
I think it might still be 14 minutes because talking is a free action.
I mean, that is true, but...
Just like in real life. Welcome in, Yaya. Indeed, Higu Peak. Hopefully. It was quite stressful yesterday. Let's see how it will be today. Welcome in, Skinner. Congrats on being first, second, and third, spiting yourself. Nice.
I don't have stuff in my hair. You don't need it, Skinner.
And hello, Psycho. How are you all doing? I'm warm. I cannot not say it. But despite it being almost 40 degrees outside, it's okay in here.
Yeah.
The fan system I've set up really works. One, to blow air into the room, to have some circulation, and one at our feet.
And I still wasn't allowed to have a cup of tea. Reminds me of the Strubbelpeter. Strubbelpeter.
Strubbelpeter. Tifa, we read the entire book on stream because it's public domain.
Yeah, but I was thinking there was a pun in there because of the B, so Strubbelpeter, Stubbelpeter.
No, that's the same thing.
Oh, that's why I was thinking. It's still hot, yeah? I'm allowed.
Usually I'm the one complaining about that. Dun dun dun, never one bites the dust. Hopefully not. Also now
dun dun dun. Yeah, exactly. You went dun dun dun. Now you got the beat.
Also, I've been bickering back and forth with Tifa about how we're sitting, and now I feel like I'm slightly off-center to the right, and Tifa is too far in the middle.
There you go. Oh, wait, there. Does this help?
I think I'm too used to only seeing myself on camera, because you abandoned us for 3 weeks.
Is he related to Black Peter?
Blackle. Or Biachi.
Good question. Is Strubbelpeter English or English? Is he Spanish?
I don't...
You know, the Black Peats all come from Spain on the steamboat.
Skinner, it's an annual tradition that somewhere around the 5th, 6th of December there is a stream where we discuss this, where I get very angry about the Dutch culture, and Tifa not so reluctantly explains the whole thing again. You are 6 months early. 5 months. Sorry, it's July already.
I mean,
not yet.
In the next 2 months, we're gonna have all of the decoration and candy in the stores already to prepare.
Oh shit, you're right. Summer basically only really hit. When was it last year that you could buy like Christmas cookies and stuff? Wasn't it September already?
It was around September, yeah.
Oh my...
Like, it starts really early.
I remember it being like 30 degrees outside, and then the supermarkets already started carrying Christmas, like chocolates and cookies. That felt so weird.
It was definitely around a month before Halloween.
Yeah.
Because we were even talking that Halloween isn't even close yet.
True.
And they already had the Christmas decoration up.
German retail basically skipped that. That was such a weird feeling.
I mean, Halloween is somehow...
not a thing over here.
Not that big of a thing, but
At
still,
all.
Especially in like the... I'm gonna call them like the junk stores. You always see a lot of decoration that suddenly pop up shortly before.
Junk, yes, because unfortunately, a lot of like dollar stores or pound stores or whatever you call them were $1 shops.
New.
A lot of them over here basically look like they are selling things that fell off of trucks. There's nothing wrong with these stores. Some things are just cheap. That's perfectly fine. But some of them look really sketchy.
For certain items, yeah,
but some of them look really sketchy.
Half of the store always seems sketchy. Yeah. That's why I should clean this.
Imagine doing a visual novel and not having clean glasses. How are you going to read your lines later?
I mean, you'd be surprised how much you can still see through very dirty glasses.
I would be surprised because I don't do glasses. This man showing his wealth. I guess if that's me flexing on everybody who's less fortunate, then I'm sorry, that's not how it was meant.
They're good for like Tupperware boxes.
Yeah.
Like whenever I need like a plastic box or something, I usually look there first.
Not everyone has katana money. I don't have katana money. I wish I had katana money.
Or whenever I need the water bottle.
A spray bottle. Just based on this interaction, can you imagine what it's like living with her sometimes? Hey Jack, I need to go to the store. I need to buy a...
If I do everyone knows what I'm talking about. This is the universal for a water bottle spray.
You are so lucky that I don't remember the words or the names of those two different chemical substances we used in Ace Attorney. There was one thing that makes blood visible, and then there was another thing that I forgot. No, one was and the other one was...
It was blowing, I think. Yeah. Didn't we have to blow the dust away?
Was it that?
Yeah, you had to blow the dust away.
Yes.
Once you sprinkle the secret flower.
Tika, when are we going to continue Ace Attorney?
I don't know. Maybe after Shenmue.
So, after Shenmue 3, after Higurashi. 2026, put it in your calendars, people. Also, welcome in Dark Lord. Happy birthday once again.
Oh, there's Dark Lord.
Congratulations
on your birthday.
Indeed. We call them dollar stores or 99-cent stores. Yeah, but I call them €1 stores, and I want it to be like...
There used to be a time where things were 99 cents, and then I think we had a $1 store or €1 shop. And then their items started to be...
150.
150. Then it started to be...
They did not rename the store.
$2. And I thought, okay, fine, well, it's not really €1. It's more like €1.
Multiples of one, yeah.
Several euros. It's still cheap, but the dollar store doesn't really live up to its name anymore.
My problem with those stores really is just that a lot of the stuff is not just fairly priced, it's trash. That's unfortunate. But some of the products...
Some things break a bit too fast.
If you absolutely cannot spend more than $150 on it, I get it. But if you can, not all the time, but sometimes you're better off buying the slightly more expensive version because it's not going to break after 2 uses. I don't know, I don't love that ending.
Just for Psycho? Oh, my abs hurt.
Can you not do that to a desk, please? What are you doing?
Psycho was happy observing from a distance, so I came closer for him.
Okay. You couldn't tell necessarily what she was doing that was freaking me out. It looked like Tifa was putting 200% of her body weight on the desk.
It's not true, I didn't put everything on it. That's why my abs hurt.
What abs?
I know there is an app under this because it hurts.
A singular ab.
There is one app under this because it still hurts.
Have you tried not overdoing it with core exercises?
Sit like like one exercise is already overdoing it.
Yeah, if you only do one a week, no wonder if you then also overdo it. You could just take it easy. I don't remember the last time I felt muscle pain after the gym. I felt sore, as I would expect to, but I haven't been in pain.
Well, I haven't done that particular thing for like a month.
What kept you doing from stretches before and after?
I think stretches would help though.
I'm fitness shaming you right now. You should know better after going to the gym for a year.
I don't think that would help my pain in this case.
I will stretch your Tifa backwards over my knee like Bane with Batman.
I am totally sitting like a human.
Are you though?
Oh yeah. I'm sitting very straight.
It's straighter than before. I'm happy to confirm it. So same with Poundland, where only like 1 or 2 things are actually a pound now. What can you still buy for $1, euro, a pound, whatever is the lowest value coin you have in your country. I think...
I was gonna say like a candy bar, but even those are like $2.50 now. If you buy them separate.
If you go to the gas station, maybe. I think for €1 you can get 2 non-fancy bread rolls if you go to a bakery, because bread is hella expensive in most places, disgustingly so. Like if you go to the bakery, for the price of 3 plain bread rolls, I could go to the supermarket and buy a toast that's gonna last me a week and a half maybe, versus 3 bread rolls.
Well, a plain standard Schrippe bread roll is like 19 cents nowadays.
Which store?
In the supermarket.
I was talking bakery.
Oh, bakery. Well, then it's like, what, 30 cents?
More like 60.
What?
Yeah.
For a Schrippe?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's not 60 cents.
Yes, it is.
I'm gonna go to have a look at a bakery on Saturday.
Doing research after we're talking about a subject. I'm saying stuff's gotten expensive. Store brand stuff, e.g. Tesco. Stripey, that's the cheapest bottom tier Tesco on brands like soda to plain chocolate to ham. That is true. I asked a silly question because we had just been to London, and your cookies, biscuits, are so disgustingly cheap. Like, holy fuck. Even...
I would definitely be obese again if I moved to the UK and lived alone now.
Yeah, I would live off of convenience food all the time because it simply is so much cheaper.
It is dirt cheap, like a whole package of cookies. It's like 50 pence.
Yeah. I was tapping Tifa under the table to please move her legs so I can get some air from the fan.
That's what I did.
That confused her a little bit. Yes. Over here.
I was like, what did I say? I just said that the cookies are cheap.
I didn't kick you like that.
Yeah, I already moved my legs. You know, sometimes I get kicked under the table when I say something.
And that's what it looks like when we're actually doing foot stuff. See? See the confusion on our faces? Like, what's happening? What's touching me?
Ew.
Ew, physical contact. What's next? Hand holding? Ew. Now, what did I want to say? What's like the cheapest no-name cookies you can think of in Germany? I don't
Maria
even know.
biscuits?
Excuse you, what?
What do you call them here? The plain tea biscuits. We call them Maria biscuits.
Butterkeks.
Yeah, those.
Butter cookies. Not nice butter cookies. I don't like them that much. Not like...
The plain biscuits you dip in your tea.
You know those metal tin boxes with Danish butter cookies? I'm not talking that stuff. It's just like, almost like a cracker kind of, but it's... I guess it's cookie flavored and there's some sugar in it, so it's a cookie, not a cracker technically. How much are those? Aren't those also like, I don't know, 110 or something now?
I have no clue.
I never buy them. You mean the box with sewing stuff in it? Yes. Yes, we have a box with sewing stuff like that. Just the same. Yes, exactly that one. I love those cookies, by the way. I remember them being dirt cheap when I was a kid. And the other day we went to the supermarket, we saw one. It was the same... I guess it's a brand.
The Aldi has those big boxes now.
Yeah, but it was like $6 or $7. I was like, what the fuck happened? That was crazy to me. Sew, not sue. Oh yeah, sewing stuff?
What did we say? Sewing stuff? Sewing stuff.
I think Skinner is trying to make me sound British. Nah, I think my pronunciation was better than that.
We still have some cookies that I brought back from London, by the way.
That's true.
We still have some bourbons.
Shortbread.
I think shortbread as well.
Yeah.
And also the shortbread, the super cheap one for like 50 pence, is quite nice actually.
Yeah.
That's a nice shortbread.
Suing would imply legal action. Yes. That is what's happening if you open a box of Danish butter cookies and there is no sewing stuff in there. It's still warm. Also, look at my hair from the side. I look like the stupid prince from Shrek. It's better from the front. Yeah. I look so punchable. But my hair isn't...
You can be the twin brother, Prince Salty.
My hair isn't quite long enough yet to put into a ponytail. Plus, now that it's been a couple months without a ponytail...
We've gotten to the height where he's starting to get insecure about his hair.
Yeah.
And look, meanwhile, my hair for the past 4 years...
Yours never changes. I'm at the awkward stage of me growing my hair out again, so I have to deal with it. So now you have to as well. I was gonna say, Fabio, no. Fabio rocked that look. I just sit here thinking, just look straight at the camera because from the front, it's not that bad. Don't turn around, Jack. Or maybe hold something in front of your head.
Are you sure you weren't bitten by a vampire?
That's true. That's a vampire thing.
I did wonder if there's something I can check on why my hair grows the way it does, but I really just think it's because of the curls that it just gets pulled back in even if it grows. Because it's been 4 years since I've gone to a hairdresser, and I also don't... 5?
No,
4. No, it's been 4. It's been 4 years.
Too long.
It's been around 4 years, maybe 4.5, not that much longer. And I also don't cut my own hair. I only pull my hair accidentally when I brush my hair, and I've not said
Can confirm. I don't cut her hair either.
And I don't think in the past 4 years you can really tell a difference in stream. Like sometimes it's a little bit longer, sometimes it's a little bit higher.
It depends on when you showered. Yeah. When your hair is still more wet, it looks longer because when it dries, it just poofs up again.
It's higher than I thought actually. Like I can pull it out a bit.
It would help if you don't do this with your neck because now you're cheating.
It also stays like that then. Like I can pull out my curls.
So what you're saying is, Tifa, you would like me to take a bundle. This is gonna look really nice for the rest of the stream. So to just take some of your hair and...
Hey look, it's longer.
Amazing what you can do with minimal effort hairstyling. You're welcome, Tifa. You could have asked the entire time. I could have done this for you every single day the last 4 years.
Can I poof this back up? Can't see.
It's alright.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
From the front it looks normal. From the side, not so much.
I just won't look that way, it's fine.
Yeah, we both just lock eye contact with the camera and don't turn our heads too much. But Tifa is not a vampire, I can tell you that much. She hasn't been outside all day today because it's way too hot outside. But she ate so much garlic earlier with dinner. If she was a vampire, she would have burst into flames. I made garlic noodles, so...
That had a lot of garlic, it was very nice.
I don't want to lie. I want to say that was like 12 cloves between the two of us. It was all that was left in the box in the freezer.
Oh, then we need to buy some tomorrow.
No, we still have one whole thing left.
Oh, okay.
But would you agree that 12 cloves seems about right?
Well, it was nice.
It was garlicky. It was nice.
It was very nice.
Does Tifa or Jack ever braid? Not on purpose. Like not
sometimes for fun we do your hair
not
when
for
it's long enough.
Daily life, exactly. I've asked Tifa a couple times to braid my hair. The first time was really cute. I was like, "Can you braid my hair, please?" Because I've never had my hair braided, and then she did it for me. And when she was done, I was like, "This, I don't like the way this feels," and then we removed them again immediately.
If Tifa was bitten by a vampire, she would have bled out real quick.
That is true.
100% true. Tomorrow morning, I have another appointment for my first plasma donation. Because so far I've only donated, I think they call it full blood in German.
Is it like with milk, where it's like full fat, skimmed?
I don't know if you can translate full blood.
Just blood.
I guess I've only donated blood so far.
Like
and tomorrow
normal blood.
I have my first time donating plasma, where they only take out like the protein off of your blood and then push it back into your body, basically.
Why would they take it out and push it back in? That's not donating.
Well, they filter it out and then transfer the junk back into your body.
Why don't they just keep all of it?
Because after they take out the plasma, they can't use the blood anymore.
Oh, it's like, here, you left your trash here, have it back.
I don't fully know how it works.
It's a nice thing of you to do.
But starting tomorrow, I'll start donating plasma every week. I have no clue how that goes yet. But we'll see.
By accident? Yeah, I mean, we once, I think like early on in us streaming, we had a redeem for Tifa to do my hair. We took it out eventually, because especially when somebody requested like a braid, I was like, well, we're gonna pause whatever we're doing right now while you watch Tifa braiding my hair for 5 minutes. It's funny as a concept, but it's slightly disrupting the steam of things. Steam of things? The flow of things. Used to sell my plasma for cheap money. That's also one way to do it. I take out the plasma and put the cells back. Stop paying well and also had too much 2.5 mil. That's very fair reasons to not do it anymore. Yeah.
I haven't seen any TV screens there, but you're allowed to just take along your phone or a book.
Missed the golden days apparently. Psycho, you'll be happy to know that I think the last time we did it was when we were streaming River City Girls.
Oh that's yeah, I remember you having the palm hair head during one of those. Yeah.
River City Girls?
That could definitely the first one. The first one, if anything.
Yeah, we've only streamed the first one so far. We have the second one. I want to do it at some point.
We've already streamed the second one.
We haven't.
We absolutely have.
Tifa, I hadn't bought the second one until like 3 months ago.
I am quite certain we already streamed River City Girls 2 because it was also free on Epic Game Stores and I think we played it through there.
It was a free month of Xbox Game Pass and that was River City Girls 1. And afterwards we tried Battletoads for 15 minutes and we were like, nah, this is kind of trash. Tifa, I've done all the thumbnails for every single video we ever uploaded. I would know.
I'm uncertain anyway. Also, it took too long, like 3 hours. They've told me it will take like 45 minutes on average.
Okay.
For plasma donation, so 3 hours seems very extreme. But let's see how long I'll take tomorrow. I hope it's not longer than an hour.
Because Tifa's got things to do.
I still have work as well after. But we'll see.
Way a dialysis machine works. It takes what it needs and then the machine cleans the blood for dialysis patients and puts the blood back in. That makes sense.
I hope I can also speed that up because with blood donation I am extremely fast because blood just goes.
Yeah, Tifa, she might look like she could healthily lose a couple pounds, but apparently this is all blood. Otherwise I can't explain how much she bleeds.
But I'm guessing I need to keep up to the speed of the machine.
The machine will decide the speed at which the extraction goes, yes.
Now I can let you guys know on Friday. Tomorrow is Thursday?
Yes.
Yeah.
If I recall correctly, because I have sickle cell trait, if I ever want to donate plasma, I have to go through my hip with a big ass needle.
Hey.
Ouch!
The moment that is becoming a thing, I stop.
Nah.
Nope, not happening. No, thank you.
So then a Dark Lord, it's because it's really tiring. First time you go over, it's a long wait. Well, Tifa will have to report back on it on Friday for us. I hope we can speed it up, passes out.
If that speeds it up, depending with how much, I'd be willing to go that way.
That does seem like a genuine Tifa thing.
Saves time, gets a nap, win-win.
Something like that, yeah. Sounds about right. Something we should also speed up, for reasons I'm going to explain first. I have charged our batteries. For some reason, they're dying. I've got fresh ones charged, but we need to replace those before we should get into the stream proper. So how about, without stalling this time, Tifa, you remind everybody, including me, what has happened the last time we played Higurashi When They Cry Chapter 6 Tsumihoroboshi.
The last time we played, we said hello to Lorenzo the
Lorenzo.
Lorenzo. Oh my god, I can't speak. It's warm.
Welcome in.
I'm sorry.
How are you doing?
Higurashi. Same. So, the last time we played Higurashi.
Without stalling, I said, our batteries are dying, Tifa.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
We are currently, as Keiichi, in school. We are being held hostage by Reina because she believes everybody is aliens. The aliens are parasites. and the alien parasites are replacing people. They're trying to stage a bioterrorism attack, replacing everybody with aliens! Or some such, because unfortunately she is fully gone in her world of delusion.
Reina has now took the entire class hostage in an attempt to make the police continue doing raids on the Sonozaki family warehouses and instances and whatever they all have in order to find the proof that is needed to expose everything, even though she knows she will probably die tomorrow because she has been poisoned and infected with the parasites as well that will make her start clawing out her own throat, so she's very desperate.
Plus, she is so desperate in fact that in the scrapbooks of Takano, which she still has, she left a little message for Ooishi anticipating there would be some sort of communication, which turned out to be that they're sending out Keiichi to bring the scrapbooks to Ooishi to use to convince the rest of the police force to please stage the raids on everybody. While they're looking at the scrapbooks, they're having a bit of back and forth about how all of this is kind of weird and crazy and how it's a high-stakes situation with all of these kids being hostage, when they find the notes. The notes point out that Reina planned every single thing, effectively by spreading gasoline strategically and placing a kitchen timer somewhere in the building. She has turned the forestry service / school building into a time bomb.
Like how she just placed a kitchen timer. It's a time bomb.
She created a timed bomb, yes. So if by 7 she isn't convinced that they did raid all of these places and they did find an antidote, she will die anyway because that's what she believes, and then everybody will frickin' explode.
Big kaboom.
Ooishi is trying to deal with all of this, but thanks to his copious amounts of oopsie daisies and kind of escalating the situation into what it is, his boss gets so tired of his bullshit that they're calling in Section 2, Division 2, what was it?
Another division has been called in that's taking over the case, and they do not want to negotiate with Reina.
They're basically the knockoff bad guy action hero dudes, and they just want to storm the building.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, but I said it better. Meanwhile, inside of the school, Keiichi is now trying to somehow fix the situation. During the exchange with Ooishi, he was given a monitoring device so that they can listen in on the conversations. He has an earpiece, he can hear the police. He's got pepper spray and some sort of police baton kind of thing to use in self-defense. None of which works, of course, because Reina has a lighter and the thing will just blow up everything. He kind of finagles her into like, oh, I heard a sound, somebody should check. Oh, she can't go, obviously, so it's Keiichi that has to go. He follows the clues he thinks he has to try to find the device to set up the explosion, when suddenly
Reina appears. She set up this trap to see if she could trust him. Obviously, he has now proven that she can't, so Reina is basically threatening to kill him, when suddenly Rika appears, goes kapow on Reina's ass, fights him off, holds Reina off while Keiichi is being sent off to get to the actual time bomb which Satoko has found out. Yeah. And that's basically where we saved 5 minutes before everyone is being blown up.
So to recap the recap, Rika is trying to hold off Reina, Reina having a hatchet, Rika being armed with a mop, like a spear kind of thing. Satoko believes she figured out that the gasoline is being poured in through like the rain drain kind of thing, and that the explosion triggering device is on the 2nd floor. Reina now wants to kill everybody because she doesn't give a fuck anymore and she has a hatchet.
Your recap after recap is way too long.
It's the power of friendship versus aliens. There you go.
Basically. And before we actually go into Reina's dress topic, we need to take a short break because the dead batteries are going to die, and then we will continue.
Yes.
That's why we had to do the recap first.
Yeah.
You seemed confused that I called for a break so early when our batteries are dead.
Because you and I have very different speeds. I would have done something else first. Thank you for follow, Lorenzo the boss. Much appreciated. and I'm happy /
I wasn't that far yet, sorry.
Whatever emotion you're feeling about being forced to wear the dress Reina wears, one with a beret at a convention as a dare.
The dress is really cute though.
It is cute.
That's a good dress to wear.
Yeah. Next time I go to a convention with him, I'm forcing them all to wear different Higurashi outfits as payback. That makes sense. I mean, they did it to you, so why not?
At a convention is the perfect place. Oh yeah, team cosplay. That's kind of cool actually.
I want to cosplay you. Close, right? It's basically the same thing. You couldn't tell the difference. How can you see through these?
They're not that bad. They're definitely not too bad.
Check your Discord while you're on your break, X. We will taking a break, replacing batteries, and then it's time for Higurashi.
Back in 3 minutes. We're back.
We are.
Oh, you already put it on game too.
Yes. And I was waiting for you to say something.
I said we're back.
Thank you for posting the link to Beaglesaurus, Dark Lord.
No, not thank you for posting. Congratulations on another chapter release.
Yeah, and that. Imagine if she had said that first, then I wouldn't be so confused.
Since when do we not start with we're back?
Yeah, but after that.
Yeah.
Dabbing on Tifa. We seem to be stuck in 2 different gears. We will get there.
Yeah, you're in the wrong one.
You're in the wrong one. The beauty of streaming with another person. Now, where were we? Oh yeah, power of friendship versus the alien buster.
Yeah, basically Keiichi has accepted here that Rika is willing to put her life on the line to save everyone because that's what friends do and we are all the bestest of friends, and he's now about to run off towards Satoko to get to that bomb.
We will find out. I won't let another tragedy take place. I'll treat this as a gift from you who was waiting in the wings. Let's rip apart the script of this demonic tragedy together. Let's go, Satoshi! He had just been given Satoshi's bat by Satoko to defend himself if need be.
Oh, true.
Imagine missing that during the recap, Tifa.
Satoko threw the baseball bat at him. Yeah.
As I tried to run up the stairs, I heard a lot.
It's warm.
Off to a great start. I know how to read. My hair's annoying you. As I tried to run up the stairs, I heard a loud noise coming from the hallway by the teacher's office. I saw Rika-chan rolling on the floor. Damn, Rika-chan! You held out as long as you could!
Damn it. If my body were 5 years older... Suddenly I forgot Reina's voice.
Tifa, you've been doing it for like over a year.
Oh, I'm having a blackout.
You're next, Keiichi-kun.
You next, Keiichi-kun. Wah!
Shit, I have to go! I have to go get to the rooftop!
How did you figure it out? How did you? Still, I won't let you get up there.
Also, when they say Rika is rolling on the floor, are they talking about she's rolling on the floor because she got beat up? Or is she rolling on the floor after being gutted with a hatchet? Because...
they're leaving that open.
Both things could happen in Higurashi.
I would assume that if Rika was rolling on the floor leaving a blood trail, he would have reacted slightly different too.
Hopefully. Reina's face looked unbelievably scary. She was ready to rip me apart if she caught me. In that case, just try me. I jumped up the stairs, skipping every other step. I turned on the bug in my pocket. I didn't have time to put on the earphones. As Reina flew up the stairs, her foot got caught on a jump rope. Satoko. Has to be. She tripped and then 3 buckets fell on her head. The result of Satoko's trap.
Ow, 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 ow.
I didn't expect a little bit of slapstick in my... there's a crazed person running around with a hatchet swinging it at people.
It was Satoko-chan, huh?
Satoko leaned against the wall and waved her index finger in a mocking gesture. What is she, Sonic now? Like, nuh-uh. You're gonna get beheaded if you do that.
You were pretty good, but you are about 300 million light years too early to go up against a trap expert like me. Satoko-chan, light years are a unit of distance, not time.
Wait, Tai, isn't that lifted directly from Pokemon? Where is this? Oh god.
In Pokemon?
Yes, in Pokemon. Red, blue and yellow. In Brock's gym. The first or the second trainer you can fight before you go to Brock. Says something about you are light years away from being able to beat Brock. And then
I don't remember.
After you beat him, he goes, oh, but light years are a unit of distance, not time. Something like that. Something like that.
Light years are a measure... Thanks, Raina.
Did they just put all the references in this chapter for some reason?
Well, they're still at school. Smash.
The fourth bucket hit Satoko on the head. I thought this was a serious moment, what with a building about to explode, but okay. I continued up to the rooftop. Reina ignored Satoko and ran after me. Oh, ooishi-san, I did it! I got the lighter. I know where the time bomb is. It's on the rooftop in the drain canal. I'm headed up there right now.
Ooishi-san, is that it?
Ooishi grabbed a pair of binoculars from Kumagai and looked at the rain gutter on the rooftop. There was something like an alarm clock sitting there. The cord from the clock was extending into the second floor window. It was so obvious, but we didn't even notice until just then. Satoko was working hard to remove her classmates' restraints, but she couldn't do anything about the bike lock on Mion's neck.
Just run, everyone. Forget about me. That doesn't sound like Mion-san. Why not act like our club president, even in a situation like this? All you have to do, as our president, is to give me an order to undo this lock, okay?
Satoko reached for the back of her collar and produced a bent hairpin. Satoko opened the window, climbed onto the windowsill and faced the bike lock that was restraining Mion.
Everyone, open the curtains and the windows and then run.
But class pres! What about Maebara-san?
The police will help Kei-chan. You all need to run as soon as possible. Huh? Did you unlock it already? To me, this type of luck is child's play.
Is it just me, or did the energy of her writing change completely after, at the end of last stream, Keiichi kind of broke the fourth wall and went like, whatever demon wrote this script, I'm ripping it up, I'm changing it. I'm not going to be beaten like this, I'm changing the script.
They're adding a lighter touch to it now, yeah.
It does very much feel like somebody else wrote this. It's very different in terms of vibes.
Different characters, different energy. Now it's the adrenaline of being blown up in 5 minutes.
The binoculars were trained on the classroom. All the curtains were open as well as the windows. The children in turn were all running out onto the schoolyard. She pushed Otaka aside, then grabbed his radio and yelled into it. All units, go! Go, go! Secure the hostages! The suspect is going up to the second floor, running after one of them. Hey, what are you doing? Oshikun, give me back the radio. Otaka tried to grab the radio from Oishi, but Kumagai stepped in.
Hey, Kumagai is pretty cool.
There was a dull noise and Otaka crumpled onto the floor, convulsing.
Throat chop. Oops, sorry. I guess my knee happened to hit your balls.
Yeah, Tifa, you don't need a throat chop for that. Raged against the dying of a light. What was that from? Destiny 2, I think? Or is it deeper than that? The classroom is still filled with gasoline, be very careful. You're forbidden from using any gas bombs or flares. Again, do not use gas bombs or flares. The whole place will blow. An old English poem. Not close enough with my
Cannons! To the left of them. Cannons! To the right of them. Volley and thunder. I know old English poems.
The only one that does.
10 points if you know it. Support unit to HQ. We secure 24 hostages. 1 is injured.
This is the assault unit. We're trying to take control of the first floor. We've got a problem. The electrical room is locked and we can't get in. You can't get in. Can't you break down the door? It's located directly opposite the classroom. The smell of gasoline is strong here. We might ignite the gas when breaking down the door. How hard do you break down the door that you would ignite gasoline fumes?
The lock and stuff is metal. If you hit that,
oh,
and
metal
create
against
a spark.
metal. Yeah, fair enough.
Usually they use like the stingy to break the door.
A ram. the thing. Grond from Lord of the Rings. Grond. We might ignite the gas when breaking down the door. We'll await further orders. Shit. We could have just turned the power off. Forget the electrical room. Go secure the second floor.
Assault unit, roger that. Alpha, go, go, go!
Ataka-kun, what were you going to do if you failed to secure the electrical room? That's what the special unit was for. And this is the problem with rich boys. We just have to secure the clock's outlet now. Sniper unit to HQ. I can see a male hostage on the rooftop of the first floor.
Ooishi-san! That's Maebara-kun!
Give me the speaker. Maebara-san, the clock is plugged into the back room on the second floor. I shook my head repeatedly. I couldn't do that. Reina was coming after me, so I couldn't head that way. What else could I do? The only way was to go up to the roof of the second floor and get the clock from there. Maebara-san, continue up to the roof of the second floor. I'll direct you from there. Ooishi-san was telling me to go further up. Satoko only told me that it was on the rooftop of the second floor and she didn't tell me where exactly. She only said it was in the drain canal. But maybe Ooishi-san found it with his binoculars. I put my foot on the railing of the veranda and ran up to the rooftop. I never felt so light. I felt like I could lift myself with just 2 or 3 fingers. That's it, keep going. It's at the furthest end of the drain pipe. You only have 30 seconds. 30 seconds would be plenty of time. I could get there in half that. This is not the moment to play the hero. Over there, was that it? It was! Sniper unit to HQ. I can see the suspect on the rooftop of the first floor. Oh, I wish you could fire, but you're using live ammo, aren't you? It's not tear gas or anything, is it? No, it's live ammunition. Use those in the military. Japanese police don't need anything like that. Maebara-san, she's after you. Hurry! She'll be there soon. How many more seconds did I have? Who cares? Ah! Is he jumping? I slid down the roof and grabbed the kitchen timer that was sitting on the drain pipe, which was filled with gasoline. There was a cord with a copper wire attached to it. This was supposed to create sparks and start an explosion. The hands on the clock kept moving, with the second hand trying to reach the minute hand. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Whoa! I threw it to the ground. A moment later, I heard the noise of something breaking. Did I do it?
Assault unit to HQ, the time bomb has been stopped.
How would they know?
Well, they can
How
see.
did they know there wasn't another one? Oh wait, because somebody rewrote the script. Yes!
Ooishi-san, we did it! We did it!
Yeah! Maebara-san, good job.
Keiichi-san certainly made me nervous. Cutting it so close isn't elegant, you know?
Not only policemen, but the children who were on their way to ambulances raised their voices and cheered.
Ooishi-san, there's a message from the fire department. The scene is still dangerous, so order all units to retreat immediately.
No, you shouldn't, because a very angry, pissed off and delusional Reina with a hatchet is still at large. It's like Silent Hill when Pyramid Head is still walking around.
They still should, because priority is having your team being safe too. This building can still blow up.
Yeah, but there's 2 kids still inside the building.
Well, yeah, they can catch him.
How?
If they jump.
What are they gonna catch him with? The power of friendship?
Yes, exactly.
They're gonna get a big baseball catcher's mitt and just go and then get him.
Ranger, congratulations on being 3rd, despite Skinner.
Nice. How you doing? Isn't the time bomb gone though?
Although the ignition device is gone, it's still extremely dangerous. The lives of the assault unit might be at stake.
Damn. What about Maebara-kun up there? Can he jump off?
Ooishi-san, according to the map, there's a flower bed by the school building. We'll tell him to jump there.
A flower bed is going to catch his break from the 2nd floor rooftop?
We'll break something.
Ooishi to all units. Stop the operation. Fall back immediately. Fall back.
Alpha here, roger that.
Beta here, roger that. Fall back. Fall back.
Watching my little dude destroy these chicken nuggets. I could totally have a chicken nugget too.
You should have a chicken nugget competition to see who can eat them the fastest. Actually, that's a really stupid way to choke on food. Don't do that.
There would be a lot of chicken nuggets.
Can you hear me, Maebara-san? Ryuga-san too. It's too dangerous to stay there. It might explode at any minute. There's a flower bed by the school building. Jump down there. A flower bed? Damn it, I can't see it from here. But it didn't sound like I had enough time to be looking for it. I noticed a white hand at the edge of the roof, followed by Reina's head. Is he just climbing up there like horror movie style? Reina slowly crawled up to the rooftop. I waited for her there.
I can just sort of imagine Reina going all like dum 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 dum.
If only you had done it slightly more to the side so that we can see the eyes for the Higurashi eyes moment. What you doing, Keiichi?
Back you go, Bruce. Thank you for your service.
Great, now I'm hungry. Psycho, on behalf of Ranger, I invite you to also eat chicken nuggets.
With a 4-cheese pizza.
All that.
I never thought you would find it.
Neither did I.
It was all for nothing.
Reina scratched at her throat. The band-aids peeled off and her throat started to bleed. It's game over, Reina. We were confronting each other on the rooftop of the 2nd floor. This wasn't a club activity, but a real battle. Reina was glaring at me with hatred at first. But maybe because she had already given up, she started smiling wickedly. I heard the chorus of Higurashi in the background as if to cool us down from the heat of battle.
They're all trying to pee on us from a distance.
That's a very slapstick thing to do now, yeah? I didn't think we needed their service yet, though.
Yeah, if it was a board game, you'd have reached a goal and won. But this isn't a game. So this isn't a goal. It's a dead end.
Shit, you don't give up, do you? Reina, you really are strong. You never give up. You fight until the bitter end. You keep believing until that point, too.
Praise like that won't make me happy now. You ruined everything that I had risked my life for, Keiichi-kun. I was simply trying to protect our species from the aliens, and you ruined it. If humans go extinct, it will be your fault, Keiichi-kun. That will be recorded in history.
By who? Because the humans will have gone extinct. I didn't mean to laugh, but I couldn't help it. My name would be written down in the history books of the aliens as one who destroyed the human species. Somehow that sounded kind of cool. You know, No matter what you have to say, I've won this game. I've already won and you just don't want to admit it. That's all.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
But maybe that's not how it works. A game doesn't end when there's a winner. It ends when there's a loser. That means, for me, winning isn't enough.
I need you to lose, Reina.
I don't care who wins as long as you lose.
Basically. I don't mind the world coming to an end by parasites. Well, not today. Omae wa mo shinderu.
Omae wa mo. The first part is closer to Joe.
Fair enough. What do you mean?
And then I pulled off my face mask, revealing myself to be the Mind Master alien.
Oh, we're now doing the cool.
Oh shit! Oh shit! We're gonna do the Matrix. Come at me, bro.
Actually, one hand.
I tapped my shoulder with a metal bat, gesturing for Reina to come at me. I'm going to make you understand that you lost. I won't run or hide. Do you know why? According to the rules of our club, we don't run from our enemies. I'll prove to you that you've already lost, Reina.
I don't feel like this is the right approach to go like a winner-loser, I guess. But
I don't think this is a classic approach therapists or psychotherapists generally use with somebody who is in a delusional state. Yeah. Maybe they should. I don't know. I'm just... Imagine. Are you ready? Parasites and aliens? How stupid! Who would believe in things like that these days? I can only laugh!
You would never believe me in the first place. Yet, you pretended that you did. How dare you deceive me? I won't forgive you! I'll never forgive you!
I don't care if you believe in those things, but I would never believe in anything that's stupid. Well, if I did have to believe in anything like that, I'd rather believe in the buried treasures of the Tokugawa shogunate. But if you still want me to believe, don't you remember our club's rules?
Whoever can see his victory is the correct one.
Also known as might makes right, or history is written by the winners. There you go! Reina and I grinned at each other, and as we went around in circles on the rooftop, we both checked the distance between us.
Isn't this rooftop like... I would like to know how the circling is properly happening.
I just... If Keiichi wins this, after standing above her, and he exclaims, "It's over, Reina! I have the high ground!" I'm going to piss myself. To have hair on your teeth, being self-assertive, yeah.
That's a good wisdom.
That's a thing. I don't know where that comes from, Skinner. It's just a German thing.
That's a Dutch one.
It's also a German thing. Haare auf den Zähnen haben. That's the same expression, but in German.
Usually your German wisdoms aren't that good.
You probably stole it from us. If you can take me down, I'll believe in your alien stories. I'll perform a mysterious dance every morning and night to call for UFOs to come and beam up livestock. But Reina, if I take you down, then I want you to be ready.
I don't think you even need to think further than that. I don't think you do. You will never defeat me.
Reina came at me with a heavy strike. I'll cut for your words. I caught it easily with a metal bat. It looked like there were some sparks. This was finally getting interesting. You don't want sparks right now with there being gasoline fumes, well. Hey, maybe you shouldn't say that yet. You might be wrong, you know? When I went through a whole lot of fierce battles in our club, I learned something. I learned about myself.
No, that's deep.
Now I know what I need to bring out my ultimate power. Do I get to do another monologue about imported Russian porn again?
Really? I wonder what it is. I wonder.
Swing, swing. Reina, your hatchet can be a powerful weapon. But my metal bat is as powerful as your hatchet. Sure, it doesn't have a blade, but it reaches farther and it's easy to handle. I won't be going for a defensive battle. I'm going to fight you face to face and I'm going to defeat you. I'm sure I'm stronger than you physically, but you're better at drawing out your true potential, Reina. In other words, we're equally matched. This is great! I won't need to hold back at all. I always wanted to play Super Smash Bros. With somebody in real life.
So, what are you going to do after you beat me?
Nuggets, probably.
Take that, that, and that!
Is he going to get her out of her delusional state by them having an epic battle showdown like they did at the very beginning with a water gun fight?
Nah, he's gonna hit her and smashes her off the building.
He's gonna smack some sense into her.
Dramatic death and... I think I might have the upper hand.
Huh. I'm just warming up. Just you wait and see. Wait and see what I do after I take you down. We've both put a lot of chips on the pile. With a charged smash attack. I want to know what Keiichi's neutral special is. Prepare yourself for having to make a big payout.
Aren't you counting your chickens before they've hatched? Your bluffing is just pathetic.
You don't get it, do you? My strength increases in proportion to my reward, don't you know? Let's see. You'll be my personal maid. Starting from the moment I wake up until I go to sleep at night, you'll serve me all day, every day. With Coach's help, you'll be wearing a different costume every day. Wait, until I go to sleep at night. What if I make it so that you won't let me sleep instead? How about that? The power of horny defeats delusions. Seems to be working.
That's so like you, Keiichi-kun. No, thank you. Actually, I'll win and make you my servant.
We both laughed like crazy people as we struck at each other. It was strange how much fun it was becoming. I'm telling you, it's all going back to the beginning. Rin and I were trying to kill each other, and yet it was a blast.
Serial killer in the making.
Sparks were flying, we could get seriously injured. If we fell off of a rooftop, we'd break our bones, yet this was so much fun. I had been mourning and crying all day today while Reina terrified me. How did all that turn into this? The two of us can't be serious even if we try. Even with sparks flying, we can only goof around.
Too bad. That's not me. I like being elegant and graceful.
I'm waiting for completely out of the blue, I guess. One of those like cling clang shots to just be, and then she skewered me with a hatchet, or she cut me in half as I stood there.
Would be an interesting end. You can have fun goofing around by yourself, Keiichi-kun.
Reina's neck strain came at a strange angle, but I managed to deflect it. Whoa! That's too weak, you're done!
I'm all warmed up. This is just a warm-up, right?
Huh? Stupid, this isn't even a warm-up. This is like taking a walk. Hey, you're sweaty. They're both nuts.
Instead of sweat, you'll be covered in your own blood. I like how everyone downstairs for the past 15 minutes is just like...
Yeah, we're watching this epic anime swords fight between two teenagers, Tifa. Did I or did I not say yesterday, shoot her in the legs? Like you have a sniper team there. Take the fucking shot.
Especially now that they're outside.
Yeah.
On the roof.
Yeah.
They can.
Just shoot her in the legs.
Now it's okay. Yesterday it was not okay because they were inside in a room filled with gasoline.
It's still not great that she might fall down the roof and die, but after all she's done, all she's currently still doing, she needs to be stopped.
Well, we're risking Maebara-kun now, so...
It's fine, it's just one kid.
Maebara-san! Jump off! Come on, jump! He isn't even listening to us. He's so into it that he can't even hear anything. Oyashiro-sama? Oyashiro-sama?
Sorry. What is it?
What do you mean, what is it? We have to figure out a way to rescue him.
Oh, she couldn't figure out why he was distracted, considering the seriousness of the situation. He was engrossed in watching the two of them fight with the sunset behind them. This must be one of the coolest moments of the anime. I would hope so, at least. But Ooishi wasn't the only one. Everyone watching was captivated by their battle on the rooftop. At that moment, a sudden loud voice broke the silence. Maebara-san, hang in there! Careful, don't fall! The students who were about to climb onto the ambulance were cheering him on. Mion was being loaded onto a stretcher with bandages around her head, but even she sat up captivated as she was by Reina and Keiichi's duel. Our once happy days were supposed to have shattered due to a series of misunderstandings. They were supposed to be irretrievable. But... why? Why did I feel this way? This was such a close game. But it wouldn't be fun to stay in a stalemate forever.
I'm glad everyone can see it as a game.
Reina and I kicked at each other with perfect timing that increased the distance between us. That cool anime shot where
they
legs
clash.
impact and then you see the sonic wave just spread from that and like the dust goes up. Hey! This is a blast! What do you think, Reina? Isn't this just the best?
I've been having fun since the very beginning. But it will be even more fun to split your head open, Keiichi-kun. Split it open!
Wow, that's dangerous! Over here! Come back over here! Let's use more space. Something like this doesn't happen too often. Let's enjoy it as much as we can. Have you ever danced with a devil in the pale moonlight?
This would make a great picture.
Screenshot.
Look, there's a beautiful moon behind us. The breeze feels great.
It was such a fantastical scene. Two people were fighting on the rooftop of a school building with a moon behind them. It was almost unbelievable. All the policemen and children looked at that mysterious and fantastical scene from a distance, completely entranced. Everyone was thinking the same thing, but nobody said anything. Yeah, this is fucking insane is what it is.
To me, this scene also takes too long.
Stun-locked by absolute cinema. Everybody standing there in unison going, peak! Why does it look like we're having fun?
Nobody knows.
Getting all fired up in a breeze this cool? It reminds me of a Watanagashi festival. I don't really like to just sit back and enjoy the cool of the evening in silence. When the moon comes up, I turn into an animal. Awoo. All us club members went crazy on the night of Watanagashi. The mayor scolded us by the end of it, but we laughed at each other and promised to do the same thing again next year. Werewolves in my Hinamizawa. Oh, the parasite mandibles are coming on.
I'm a grasshopper.
Oh, okay.
You didn't say what animal.
I'm a guinea pig. Meep meep. That sounds more like Roadrunner, but guinea pigs also kind of make cute sounds like that.
Going crazy under the moon, huh? That does sound cool, doesn't it? Maybe we're already crazy.
Yeah, you are.
I'm glad we established that.
Yeah, I feel the same. We're having fun trying to kill each other. We must be mad already. This must be what insanity is like. Some people say that the moon has the power to arouse passions in people. Maybe that's true and maybe that's not. One thing that's for sure is that even if it were a new moon tonight, we would still feel the same way. As our surroundings got darker, the sparks we'd create with each hit started to look like fireflies. Hey now, isn't there gasoline in the drain pipe right nearby? Who cares? If an explosion happens, it happens.
Hey, what are you doing? Are you getting too sweaty to hold the band? Why don't you take a break and dry your hands off? I'll split your head open while you do that, though.
That's a good one. Isn't your skirt clinging to your legs? You can take it off if you want. This is when you know the puberty hormones are hitting. When you've been in a sword fight to the death on a roof in summer after hours at night and you're like, get naked.
After almost being killed, in a hostage situation, about to be blown up, having all of your friends being killed.
After the girl you're doing all of this with earlier beat the living shit out of one of your best friends.
Basically, yeah.
All forgotten. It's fine. I'll just watch you instead of attacking.
Really? Then I'll give you a good blow to the head while you're charmed by my legs.
Can you two just get a room already? Like,
You got a whole rooftop.
this really is so much fun, isn't it, Reina?
Yep, it sure is.
We flew, we danced. We struck, we laughed. We stepped back once in a while to catch a breath and then charged at each other and let the sparks fly. We aimed at each other as we went around in circles on the rooftop of the school, our special stage. Reina and I were all sweaty, but we weren't exhausted yet. The beads of sweat rolling down my body just tickled me. We exchanged furious blows one after the other. Neither of us was at an advantage or a disadvantage. Neither of us exulted in victory or raged by defeat. The battle with Reina in itself was fun.
I said it earlier, but this scene is about 15 minutes too long, if you ask me.
It was like a dance.
It kind of feels like when Frieza and Dragon Ball's trying to blow up the planet, and then the last 60 seconds take 4 episodes.
To be fair, you are being told in-game by the visuals that they've been fighting for quite some time. Because it's June. Wait. Oh, we can specify this. When does the sun set in June in Japan?
Yeah, but they just started fighting with the sunset.
According to the Google AI thing, because I'm not gonna spend half an hour actually looking this up. In June, sunset in Japan typically occurs between 6:55 and 7:15 p.m. So,
okay, that fits.
That makes sense. It feels like an hour, but I want to say half an hour or so.
Probably
let's
not
assume
even, yeah.
7 was sunset. Now the moon is out and it's night. So how long does the sun
When they
take
got to
be
the
gone?
roof and took the time thingy, sunset was already happening.
Yeah, but it was 7 because he counted down the countdown.
Yeah. So, but it was already sunset.
They've been fighting for a good half an hour, 45 minutes, I would guess.
5 minutes.
A dance.
They talked a lot.
Talking is a free action.
Exactly, so they fought for 5 minutes because the talking is a free action.
Followed by my own words. A dance, I couldn't dance by myself. It was a dance, I could only dance with someone with whom I was equally matched. Didn't you think the same thing I did when we did that club activity with the whole class? The day we dueled with the water guns? I told you! I told you!
Yeah, I did. We
wanted to fight like this again. Nice. As we fought that way... Fought or fought? Is there a little pun hidden in there? As we fought that way on the rooftop, our classmates down below must have thought the same thing. Our fight was so pure and passionate that everyone thought the same thing. We want to join them.
Yeah, give me the gun, police guy.
Pew, pew, pew. The little kid, not Tomitake, he's dead. Tomita-san, just grabbing the sniper rifle like, pew. Yeah,
So romantic.
Of course.
For sure.
This is what Tifa and I do after every stream.
It was the same back then. We were using water guns, but we did the same thing.
But this is far more fun.
Yeah, now our lives are on the line. Woo.
I don't have to worry about how much water I have left in my gun.
Yeah, we can't create sparks with water guns.
You can if you use them well. We couldn't strike at each other like this either. We both were breathing hard, waiting for the right timing to make a step forward. In the midst of that, we grinned at each other. This is exactly what I said then, but I'm going to say it again.
Okay then, I'll respond just the same.
We both smiled wickedly at the same moment. This is so fun! I don't want it to ever end!
Don't hate me if you lose.
No, never! I'd hate myself for ending this game. But I know I won't be the one crying out in the end.
I don't know about that. What I do know is that Ranger is always the kobold.
The truest kobold. Yeah.
Your feet are getting weak, like they're made of straw. I was gonna say spaghetti.
Shut up! Ah! I assume he parried upwards. Everyone was captivated by our fight. We were swept up in our fight. We both had weapons. Weapons deadly enough to seriously hurt one another. But we were both perfectly matched and neither of us had hit the other yet. Why did they look so happy? This was just ridiculous. All the people below were just watching this fight on the rooftop with a beautiful moon as a backdrop. Not even the police could stop them. This was impossible. This battle was absurd and absolutely impossible. What if there's gonna be a hard cut at some point and it cuts to Keiichi laying on the ground in the classroom bleeding out, and this is all happening in his head as he is bleeding out from being struck by the hatchet?
I don't think so, but I do expect the police to step in anytime soon now. Anytime.
Waiting. To be in a goth romance rooftop school violence battle. Yeah.
Superman remake, we all need. This scene is gonna be in your movie Friday.
I hope so. Jack, this is too cool. It must be hallucination. This all is a very weird turn from how this chapter started. I'm okay with it. If the game doesn't take itself too seriously, I won't either. I'm fine with it. I've learned, but don't be a buzzkill, Jack. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm waiting for one to fall off of the rooftop. Then we have some dramatic talk. Keiichi-san, try to stay in the middle of the roof. Use the height to your advantage.
You have the high ground. Close enough. Satoko and some of her classmates cheered Keiichi on, but... Satoko and some of her classmates cheered Keiichi on, but there were some who were cheering for Reina too.
Why are they cheering for Reina?
Who would do that?
Have we just forgot?
Who would do that? She held everybody hostage.
I know the game at this point isn't taking itself too serious, I suppose, but I cannot take this serious.
To them, this was no longer a fight to the death. It was just the second round of a water gun battle. Why was I going for the ooishi voice? Nothing makes sense. A club activity is a club activity and a game is a game. This was just the second round, so nobody would die. Even though they had real weapons, nobody thought they would get hurt. Rika wasn't cheering, she was just looking up at the rooftop.
I've never seen anything like this before.
Nobody has. Rika thought to herself. She thought Keiichi could win. Not just against Reina. Rika thought Keiichi could even destroy the walls of a maze of tragedies that had no exit.
Like at least throw rocks at Reina or something to throw her off.
What are the snipers doing? The suspect is trying to harm the hostage. Oh. Fire immediately!
Finally someone who woke up.
As Otaka yelled into the radio, Mion screamed for him to stop.
No, no! Don't shoot Reina! Reina isn't crazy anymore! Oh yeah, this scene totally doesn't shout crazy. She isn't the one who she was earlier. That's a different Reina, so please don't shoot her.
What do you mean she's different? Look! She's swinging around that weapon. She's trying to kill him. Unless we shoot her down, the hostage is in danger.
Also, why are we reasoning with a teenager?
Why are you arguing?
Situation?
I mean, she is the head of the Sonozaki family.
I don't think he knows. He isn't even from here.
I think countdown to Otaka shooting a child starts now.
I'm sorry, Reina should have been shot so much sooner now.
I'm on Otaka's side here. Nothing makes sense. Right now, Otaka seems like the only actual human person here.
And it took him half an hour.
Yeah.
No, no! Don't shoot at Reina! If you shoot Reina, Kei-chan will kill you for sure. I can guarantee it.
Why would he kill me?
They aren't trying to kill each other. They're just having fun creating sparks. Can't you see? Yeah, we want the kaboom. Don't you get
The
it?
big kaboom, Kowalski.
Kei-chan is talking to her too. He's telling her that they're equal. That means she can trust him more than anyone. Kei-chan will wake Reina up. No, he's already waking her up. Reina's nightmare is almost over.
As much true as that might all be in your experiences from the people around Reina, as the police, they are still witnessing a hostage situation where somebody is swinging a hatchet at somebody. How are they not stepping in? Moral of the story, just beat up crazy people to help them. Don't do that.
I am going to order a metal bed on our favorite site from Sir Bezos and beat up everyone who I don't agree with.
Some people live like that, yeah.
Actually, what
Just
do I
say
want? I can give another bed to them, I guess, because we need to have an equal battle.
They need to be armed as well, and they have to have a weapon made for killing. Yours should technically a sports implement.
Fine, they can have a match or a matchstick or a lighter that I sharpened.
Okay.
With a pointy end.
Order a glove and baseball to your lawyer, well thank you. For legal reasons. Have you seen what we've seen?
Keiichi-kun, you're the best. I don't even want to kill you anymore.
Problem solved, everybody. Let's go.
A world without you would be so boring.
Huh? Thanks for the compliment. I appreciate it. So what's going to happen to the world, huh? Aren't aliens trying to invade it?
You know, I don't think I even care about aliens or parasites anymore. If the world is going to perish, go ahead and perish. Who cares about the conspiracy of the three families anyway?
That's right, even if a meteor hits the Earth tomorrow.
Nothing could be more fun than this moment.
Hey, aren't you supposed to die tonight due to some poison? Yeah, like 45 minutes ago.
I said tomorrow morning.
You sure don't look like you only have a few hours left to live.
That's right, I completely forgot about that. I'm supposed to claw out my throat and die tonight.
Hey, that's the scenario you came up with, don't forget. Come on, scratch your throat once in a while at least. Hey, I know, it doesn't itch anymore, does it? It definitely doesn't. This is more fun than scratching your throat could ever be.
Yeah, this dance of ours really is fun.
But it's not as fun as scratching other people's throat. That was weird. I don't know why my mind went to that.
You
didn't even touch my throat. Come on, give me a little scratch.
Better?
Best I can do. Made her chuckle. I wished it would never end, but my body was screaming. I was breathing hard and felt dizzy from lack of oxygen. My upper body felt as light as a piece of paper, as if even a slight breeze could take me away. It really had been a blast, but I needed to end it soon. I felt the same sadness as in that water gun fight. Back then it had been declared a draw.
I wonder what will happen this time.
Who knows? But one thing is for certain.
What?
I loved doing this with you.
Me too.
I jumped backwards and slammed the roof with my bat. The sound was as intense as a huge drum, and the noise woke up the people who were captivated by our fight. The silence returned and the chorus of Higurashi filled the air. Okay, let's pause for a moment.
Sure. Let's end this with one more strike.
We started to move slowly and increased the distance between us. Everyone realized it. This fight was ending very soon. Okay, this is it. I'm going to ask you one more time. Will you marry me?
What is it?
Hey, you're betting something on this, right? Isn't that why you were fighting?
I did? Sorry, I forgot.
You're hopeless. Okay, listen carefully. If I win, you'll become my personal mate and serve me every day. You'll have to introduce me to others as your master.
My uniform better be cute.
Of course it will. There'll be a variety of uniforms, ranging from old-fashioned ones to the ones that are a little dangerous. They'll be custom-made so they'll fit you perfectly. How about that?
My goodness. I don't intend to lose, but that could be fun somehow.
If you win, Reina. I paused for a moment. If you win, I'll believe your stories. Reina was happy until just a moment ago, but that expression was suddenly wiped from her face. Aliens are invading the Earth and we have parasites in our brains. The Sonozaki family is pulling the strings, they're researching the parasites in secret, and aliens will be in control of the world starting tomorrow. I will believe in that. Also, since you're dying tonight, I'll make sure you go peacefully, so don't worry.
It's not fun if I win, is it? Your reward sounds a lot more fun, Keiichi-kun.
Head, I win, tails, you lose, basically. Yeah, kinda. Well, what can I do? You did all of this because of what you just said. You did all of this because of what I just said, right?
Yeah, I guess. Sorry, I almost forgot.
Reina smiled sadly for a moment, but soon that expression was wiped off her face too. I'm going to win no matter what. I want my personal maid.
Boo-boo. It's not fun if I win.
Then, do you want to change it? What do you want? Finally, Reina smiled happily again. The breeze dried our sweat. It was a good feeling. We no longer went crazy even with the moon out. We could finally enjoy the coolness of the evening. It would be so nice if we could just lie down on our backs and gaze at the moon. Still smiling a little, Reina spoke.
I want the same reward as yours, Keiichi-kun.
Ooh, kinky. What? You want me to be your maid? That's something.
You don't have to be my maid, but the rest is the same. I want you to say good morning to me every morning and good night every night. I want you to treat me well and let me play around all the time. I guess no matter who wins, we'll always be together.
We'll be together, but the one who gets the special treatment is different.
Can I call you twice a day if you're in prison?
Depends on the prison, probably, yeah.
She's a minor, she doesn't go to prison.
Probably.
Why am I fighting with someone I like so much?
Yeah, Tifa, why do we?
Well, that's usually on you.
I think me being like this is a reaction to you being like that.
No, I think most people can agree that it's on you.
Tifa, I'm very happy that we don't need to have epic anime rooftop fights to know that we love each other.
We're quite boring, aren't we?
I'm okay with that. I don't know. Why are we on the rooftop? Why did we even come up here in the first place?
I don't know.
I remember.
I forgot.
Maybe we're both airheads. That's why we floated up here.
Yep, we're airhead buddies.
We're buddies, alright. And then they dropped the weapons, hugged and walked down together, right?
No, they still had one hit to determine it all, remember? That's what started this talk.
Well then, shall we get started? I don't want to cool down too much.
You're right. We better finish up before it gets too cold.
We readied our weapons and took our stances.
I was going to suggest that we stop this. I really was.
I shook my head slowly. No, we have to finish this. Otherwise it won't end. Our fight won't end. We can't quit. We have to bring it to an end.
This isn't right. It's possible that no matter who wins or loses, there will be no reward.
Even if that happens, we shouldn't hate each other. So I'm going to tell you this now.
What?
It was fun.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Reina, even if one of us dies, we'll see each other again. And when we do,
we'll have fun in a normal way. We'll laugh together in a normal way. And we'll fall in love in a normal way. We won't doubt each other. We'll trust each other. And we'll meet again. Right? For sure, right?
Yes, for sure. Tears appeared in Reina's eyes. I noticed I was about to break down too. Okay. Are you ready?
And now, headshot.
There was no signal, but we stepped forward at the same time. Our shadows jumped in the moonlight. We were fighting so viciously earlier, but now it was like we were moving very slowly. We must have looked like a shadowy play. Everyone was watching the shadows dance. Reina's shadow hit my metal bat violently. As a result, I let go of it. The metal bat bounced once on the roof and rolled down to the schoolyard. I had lost my weapon. Here was Reina's chance. Of course, she wouldn't miss it.
She's gonna throw her weapon away.
I was lying flat on the roof and Reina got on top of me. Reina's knees were holding down my arms and there was no way for me to fight back. The moon was divided into two. The shadow of Reina's hatchet had split the moon right down the middle. This was the end. Shit, that was good. I can't even pull my arms away.
Hey, Keiichi-kun? It's over, right?
Not yet. It's not over until you swing down your hatchet.
I don't wanna.
Huh?
I don't want to. I don't want to.
Reina's arms were still raised, but tears were pouring from her eyes.
What happened? What went wrong? I loved everyone. And I trusted everyone. When did I start to doubt them? I don't know why I'm doing this to you. I don't know. Why? Why am I doing this to people I love so much?
You realized. You realized it in this world.
I can't believe myself. Every day was so much fun. But why? Why? I didn't have any complaints. I didn't worry about anything. So why did I try to destroy everything with my own two hands?
Well, technically it's because your dad was trying to have a new girlfriend. And he got in with the wrong crowd.
Well, where did this start actually? Well, with the aliens.
I think that is the question we need to answer for the mystery of Higurashi.
Yeah. What's the trigger?
Reina, you're incredible. After I killed you and Mion, I didn't realize I had done anything wrong, so I left a note and called ooishi-san. I still believed that someone else was at fault. Even after I was dead. I didn't even notice I had sinned. How sad it was to kill my friends because of a little misunderstanding, even when they were trying to help me. And how painful it was not to realize it was a sin. Therefore, you're amazing, Reina. You didn't kill any of your friends. You came to your senses before you committed a sin. You're incredible, Reina. Just incredible. You're totally different from me. Reina stood up slowly and lowered her hatchet. For a second I thought, and then she still pulled through, and then you just see her eyes flicker up from that shadowy figure, and then...
Just a prank, bro.
Yeah, pranks and pranks.
I hurt my friend. I hurt Michan.
Just apologize to her. Personally, I appreciate that the wounds will help me tell the twins apart. That is such a sick line. I'm sorry. Some of our friends are twins, or they look very similar. Could you maybe disfigure one for life? Just a little bit is fine. Come on.
I've already killed.
Huh? No, you haven't. Who did you kill?
Rina Mamiya and Teppei Hojo.
Ah, those two.
I thought it was right to kill them. But the day I killed them, the world started to go crazy. That mean that it was wrong to kill them?
Yeah. Most societies agree on that point. I don't know if it was right or wrong, but it wasn't the best thing you could have done.
What do you mean, the best thing?
Don't you know? I grabbed Reina's head and embraced her. And then I told her. I told her something so simple. It was so simple that anyone could think of it. But Reina didn't do it. I didn't do it either back then. If you're in danger, or you feel like doubting others, something sad happens. It was so simple. You should talk to your friends.
Well, that worked out for Satoko.
Yeah. Keiichi. I remember the previous chapters.
Not sure about those two.
Yeah.
Those two deserved it, honestly. Some people, you're better off on this planet.
I believe in second chances, third chances in Reina's case, you know.
That's right. You're right.
Reina cried in my arms for a while. She cried about the wrong choice she made at the very beginning. The choice couldn't have been hard to see. I'm sure it was something that was within her grasp. How stupid it was to worry about it by herself. She had friends. She had friends whom she trusted. Why did she think she couldn't talk to her friends about it?
I was wrong. Why didn't I talk about it? Everyone trusted me, so why didn't I just trust them?
I figured it out. I solved Higurashi.
What is it?
It's so on the nose. Today is 2nd of July. What triggers the calamities is the friends not opening up about their feelings to each other. Or not feelings, about not talking about the issues they're having.
Not trusting their friends.
Yeah, / trusting each other enough. Chapter 1. Keiichi learns about the gruesome murder of the dam construction guy, and he keeps it a secret from his friends. Things escalate from there. Chapter 2.
But they already knew.
Listen. Chapter 2. Mion doesn't talk to Keiichi about how she felt when he didn't give her that doll. It escalated from there. What was chapter 3 again? They're all becoming a blur.
Wasn't it Shion's chapter?
No, that was 5.
I don't remember.
What was chapter 3 the Satoko one? Chapter 3 was the Anglia. Chapter 3 was the third one.
But Satoko had talked to her friends.
Yeah, my theory doesn't quite work. Actually, I think I'm onto the right thing, but I don't know what that point in chapter 3 is. But I'm calling it now for chapter 8. The ultimate issue solving moment is gonna be when Rika tells everybody the truth about her relationship with Oyashiro-sama.
That could very well be.
I need to write that down too.
Let me in a trash bag Satoko chapter. Let me in the trash bag.
Oh yeah, when they found her at the beginning in the drain pipe.
Oh yeah. True. I forgot what she had to do with the chapter, but she was the body.
Chapter 8 is Rika telling the friends about Oyashiro-sama. Therefore, solving Higurashi. I hope so. I would like that. All of these kids have been through way more than enough. They all deserve happy ends. No, I cut you off before you said that.
No, I did.
You didn't.
I did, but sure. I was wrong. Why didn't I talk about it? Everyone trusted me. So why didn't I trust them?
I was the same way before. That's why I won't laugh at you. But you realized it. You realized it a lot sooner than I did. We will trust each other. We will never doubt our friends. We will rely on each other. We will talk to each other and help each other. That's why friends are always happy and why we can endure anything together. Okay, Reina. Why don't we respond to the curtain call? This is really the end of everything.
But what do you mean by the curtain call? What do you mean?
Well, I was just talking to myself. Come on. We stood up together, holding hands. The moon was hanging behind us. When I nodded, Reina threw away her hatchet. It disappeared into the darkness below.
Hit one of the kids at the end.
Hitting Rika, gutting her, causing Watanagashi. When I spoke to the audience in hell, the demons who weren't expecting this ending, I was proclaiming victory. That's all for tonight. We overcame this tragedy. We'll never doubt each other again. We'll be united forever. No matter what disaster might befall us, don't think we'll ever yield. Who cares about tragedy? Who cares about disaster? Even if the script is written by demons, we'll tear this whole thing to pieces.
So dramatic.
Oh shit! The incident at the Forest Service field office in Hinamizawa.
That's a shocking end.
Date of event: midday, June 25th, the 58th year of the Showa era. Location: Hinamizawa, Shishibone City, ex-Chomei. Inside the Forest Service field office. Summary: on June 25th, the suspect, Ryugo broke into the Forest Service field office in Hinamizawa. She forced her way into the classroom of a local school housed within the office complex and proceeded to take 25 people hostage. The suspect scattered around a large quantity of gasoline and held the school hostage for over 7 hours. The situation remained in a deadlock for some time, but in 1845 several hostages resisted and fled from the building. At the same time, a special unit from Osaka Police Department's 2nd Riot Division arrived on the scene. 24 of the hostages were safely rescued. The remaining hostage fled to the roof, and after a brief pursuit, the suspect engaged him in close combat. At 19:10, she agreed to disarm and surrender, freeing the final hostage. Casualties: 4, all minor injuries. Details follow. Sonozaki Mion, she was captured by the suspect around noon that day, escaped at 1845 and was taken to safety. The suspect inflicted minor injuries on her during the fight. And it's the same for Rika Furude, Satoku Hojo and Keiichi Maebara. Except with Keiichi, he was released by the suspect at 1910. He received minor injuries when he engaged in combat with the suspect.
Satoko is also slightly different because she fell and suffered injuries during the escape.
Oh no! Regarding the arrest, Ryugo Renner, she disarmed and surrendered to the police at 1910 and was subsequently arrested. She was taken to the Okonomiya police station and questioned. She admitted to the outline given above. There has been some dispute about the accountability of the suspect during the crime, but after subjecting her to a psychiatric examination, the prosecution determined the suspect is fully accountable for her actions. The defense is in direct opposition to this and has submitted their own psychiatric examination report denying the suspect's accountability. The trial is currently in session. I think that's fair.
I was gonna wonder how they're ending this. This is a surprisingly happy end.
That's the happiest ending we got so far.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's reasonable. She doesn't get off scot-free because, oh no, she was not being herself. You know?
Yeah. Okay, shocking.
Wait, maybe there's more of this. It's auto-scrolling, I cannot pause this. You never know what happens with Higurashi. Post-credit scene?
I somehow thought we would continue on how she would get arrested. Maybe she gets put into a psych house.
The scenario jump mode has been unlocked. This game features a scenario jump mode. You may replay any scenario you've completed before from the start menu on the main title screen. The tips reading room has been unlocked. You can now read the tips you've obtained so far. To view them, select Extra on the title menu, then pick Read All Tips option.
Could we not already? Also, you can skip this text.
I'll skip you.
Just go, the staff room has been unlocked.
This is a thank you message for purchasing the game. To go there, select Extra on the title menu, then pick the staff room option. It's written, so I will read it.
You didn't with Mega Man. I saw.
I did actually.
You skipped certain lines.
I didn't. Never once.
Totally did.
New tips unlocked. There's one more to go. Oh, It's not at the main menu yet. Now it is. Chapter 1. Keiichi doubts his friends and thinks of him as sinister and ill-willed. Chapter 2. The gang falls into Shion's trap and believe Mion would do such things. Okay, fair, possibly. Yeah. Chapter 3. Keiichi doesn't count on his friends and dirties his hands trying to do it all himself. True.
True, that's when he tries to kill the uncle.
Ends horribly. Chapter 4. Akasaka didn't hear Rika's premonition. I mean, he heard it, he just didn't care for it. Chapter 5. Shion was isolated, had nobody but the sister and the little sister of Satogo, who was the thing Satoshi left behind for her. She turned against him. Fair.
True, and in this
Thank you for the reminder.
chapter, by realizing she avoided calamity. Like, it still went horrible, but she remembered and basically saved the moment.
The demon's script, before we take a short break? That's our final tip.
No, let's take a break now.
Then I accidentally clicked on this already. I hope it's not auto-scrolling. It isn't.
It usually isn't.
BRB.
BRB. We're back.
We are with the demon's script. The car began to rattle as the road turned from asphalt to gravel. The cry of a cicada seeped through the tightly shut windows. Most people would open their car windows and let the natural air in along with the sound of the cicadas. But people are also spoiled. He'd rather keep himself cool with the air conditioning turned to max than listen to the sounds of nature. Has to be Ooishi, I guess. Usually it was the rainy season at this time of the year. But this June the summer had already come without any rain. Just like how the weather was on that day 20 years ago. The air around this area is just as clear as I remember it.
Yeah. The winds are cool and the sunshine is bright. This place would have become a World Heritage Site like the village in Gifu. What a waste.
Also, holy shit, Akasaka is back.
I was wondering why the name seemed familiar.
But thanks to that, there are no irritating tourists around here. See, that makes it much better. Why do tourists forget about pedestrian traffic laws when they're in rural areas? They walk in the middle of a road, you know?
Because there's no people around. Akasaka-senpai, do you still do stuff outdoors?
Not as much as I used to. My job doesn't give me much free time. Fucking jaywalk.
Same here. Oh, hey, there he is.
The other man noticed and waved his hand before anyone in the car could honk the horn. The man was a young fellow on a motorcycle with a big backpack on his shoulders. He looked like he was ready to go camping. Akasaka and his partners stepped out of the car and shook hands with the young man. Captain, it's good to see you again.
Yo, how are you doing lately? Well, I hope. You can take it easy today. This is Akasaka-senpai. He took care of me back in college.
Hello, my name is Akasaka. Ooishi was supposed to come today, but he had to go for a medical checkup at the last minute. Anyway, it's a pleasure to meet you. It's an honor, sir.
So, Akasaka-senpai, where shall we go first?
His name was Mamoru Akasaka. He was a veteran detective from the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department. Despite the fact that he was close to his retirement, he hadn't lost his clear instinct and sharp eyes at all. Oh, this is way after the events that we just saw.
What? No, the other guy.
Akasaka is now heading for his pension.
Was Mamoru his first name?
Yes.
I thought Akasaka was his.
Also, they said 20 years later.
Oh, I missed it 20 years later.
So this is way after the events we just saw. This is like 15 years after Reina and Keiichi had their rooftop fight. His eyes showed the confidence he'd built through many risky experiences, and he had a well-built muscular body and a fearless aura. Are you looking for your fearless aura?
Kept feeling like a little spider was walking on my arm.
He must have fought against many violent criminals. His connection to Hinamizawa went back almost 30 years, all the way to 1978. So now it's 2008. Tifa's reaction to this mind-blowing news is...
I just don't see the need for this chapter yet, or for this tip.
We're getting something at a later point in time. This is kind of important.
Yeah, but what does it add is the question.
If only you would let me press A, we could find out. He was in the Public Safety Division in the Metropolitan Police Department. He came to Hinamizawa to investigate the kidnapping case of the grandson of Inukai, the then Minister of Construction. There, he met Ooishi and Rika Furude. Rika Furude predicted her own death. Akasaka regretted for the rest of his life that he couldn't save that little girl from her fate. He saw the news of a great Hinamizawa disaster on TV and met up again with Ooishi. They pledged to uncover the mystery of both the cruel fate that fell upon the little girl and the series of mysterious deaths in Hinamizawa. Unfortunately, Hinamizawa was sealed off for a long time. As a result, all Akasaka and Ooishi could do for the past 20 years was publish the little information they'd gathered, and ask for their readers to send their tips and clues. But recently the seal on Hinamizawa had finally been lifted, so this is a sequel to Chapter 4. However, they couldn't come to Hinamizawa until today due to Akasaka's busy work schedule and Oishi's poor health. In fact, Ooishi was supposed to come with Akasaka, but he was called in for an emergency health checkup.
But does this mean the gas thing also happened in this chapter?
No. Well, it happened in the history that led into the situation we're currently watching. That's all we know right now. The other two who came along were Akasaka's juniors from university. One worked at the ground SDF and the other was a subordinate. They were assigned the mission of sealing off Hinamizawa, so they were quite knowledgeable about the village. Akasaka took out a scrapbook from his bag. The corners of the scrapbook were all dented, making it look very old. Akasaka flipped through the pages, thought for a second, and let them know his first destination. Alright, please take me to Onigafuchi Swamp. No problem. Right this way, sir. Chapter 4 wasn't Akasaka's chapter originally, it was added later on, so technically this may have been Akasaka's first introduction in the OG story. Okay, depends on what was written first, yeah, makes sense.
Fair, but then the details here don't seem like they make too much sense.
They still do if you assume that the events of every chapter stand for themselves as different histories.
Yeah, fair enough, I guess.
The young man got on his bike and waited for the others to get back to their car. They honked at each other to signal that they were ready, and the young man led the car to the swamp. Heading through the forest, they came to an open area where the ground was covered by concrete. There wasn't even a single drop of water inside. All the water of the swamp had been replaced by concrete. That was what Onigafuchi Swamp looked like now. Did I say Onifuchi? Onigafuchi. There isn't even a single drop of water, let alone a swamp.
I was told that they sealed the swamp right after the disaster. This place was already encased in concrete by the time I arrived here for my mission.
Let's go down there and take a closer look. Akasaka got out of the car and walked to the center of a concrete-filled swamp. It wasn't a parking lot or a heliport. It was just a huge empty concrete space in the middle of a forest. So, this is the place people say was a landing spot for UFOs?
Really? I've never heard of that.
Well, that's what they write on occult websites. They say that this is the place where our government met with aliens. I can't blame them for such rumors, though, because an empty concrete space in the middle of a forest sure does look weird. Volcanic gas erupted from this swamp in June 1983. A deadly mixture of hydrogen sulfide and carbon dioxide engulfed and destroyed Hinamizawa in a single night. The village was sealed off and the SDF covered the swamp with concrete. Is that really all it takes? Just pour concrete over it? But the people who write those rumors on the internet actually have a point. Any geologist could tell you that covering a source of volcanic gas with concrete is absolutely useless. That answers my question.
That's why they first dredged everything out and then filled it with concrete.
All that.
That's true. I've never heard of anyone trying to prevent a volcano from erupting by pouring concrete into its crater. On the other hand, our country is known for wasteful construction using taxpayers' monies.
Also, funnily enough, you brought up Mega Man earlier. Using concrete to stop volcanoes, Mega Man 9. Lately, people who love things like supernatural phenomena and UFOs write on the internet about the great Hinamizawa disaster. It's well known by now that the cause of the disaster was an eruption of deadly volcanic gas from a magma chamber. In 1986, a similar natural disaster occurred at Lake Nyos in Cameroon, Africa. So people easily believed that such a rare natural disaster could occur anywhere on Earth, and that was what happened in Hinamizawa as well. However, a rumor about another possible explanation had begun to fly around on the internet recently. Also, nitpicky thing, I know, but they keep capitalizing internet. It's throwing me off. Oh, that story is true actually with a lake in Cameroon. Oh damn, that's fucked up.
I did not know that.
Suddenly showing up and killing people.
That's scary.
They say that the disaster was a cover-up by the government and that it was actually a biochemical terrorist attack by aliens. Why had such a rumor begun to spread now? They claim to back up their theory with a secret document known as file number 34.
Someone found the scrapbooks.
Someone online named it file number 34 for descriptive purposes, but the name spread and stuck since then because it sounded like a government conspiracy. People loved it. It's unknown how or from where they obtained those documents, but they posted scans and pictures, which were all ridiculous. Plus, more fake evidence was produced over time, so now even the existence of such documents are in doubt. What if the now 40-year-old Raina is having another episode and she's like, oh my god, the internet exists! Spread misinformation?
Could be.
File number 34 deserves a bit more explanation. However, since it started on the internet, truths and lies were all mixed together and it has become more like an urban legend. So this is what is believed to mostly be true. File number 34, was a notebook written by a nurse named Mio Takano who worked at a local clinic in Hinamizawa. File number 34 was most likely named after her. This woman was a researcher who studied the demon myth of Hinamizawa and tried to solve what it meant. The contents of his notebook state that she prophesied the Great Hinamizawa disaster of 1983. According to her research, a UFO crash landed in Hinamizawa a long time ago and sunk into Onigafuchi Swamp. The UFO carried parasitic bacteria from space, and they began to infect the locals. The infected villagers began to behave extremely violently, so much so that they were fit for the word demon. Mio Takano insisted that this was the explanation for the myth about demons pouring out of the swamp. An alien who survived the crash realized that the Earthlings had gone crazy because of the bacteria he brought in, and he decided to show himself to the villagers to help them out. But only the one. This is how Oyashiro-sama was born. The alien was able to cure the villagers with highly advanced technology, but couldn't eradicate the bacteria completely. Since the villagers looked up to the alien as some sort of deity, the alien utilized its status to hand down specific rules to the villagers in order to stabilize the disease. The bacteria took a liking to Hinamizawa's habitat, so when a carrier of the disease left Hinamizawa, their symptoms would re-emerge. Therefore, the alien made it a rule not to leave the village. This leads to the legend of the transcendence of Onigafuchi. The weird practices and miracles that the villagers performed were realized by means of the advanced technology that they received from the alien.
Those maniacs indeed have a colorful perspective on things, don't they? Do you remember Nostradamus' prophecies? People said that the world was going to end in 1999, but nothing happened in July and people acted like they didn't even know about it. When was another big point?
2012. Because of a Mayan calendar ending in 2012.
Wasn't it 2006?
I'm sure there was something in 2006, but the Maya calendar thing was 2012.
I do remember that. That turned quite big.
I remember being at work, looking out a window, thinking, if the world really does end now, where's Tifa?
Very sweet.
I know.
Those TV shows made people as scared as they could be, and then ignored the fact that it didn't happen.
But Mio Takano did predict the great Hinamizawa disaster. It's not a lie. Look at this page in the scrapbook.
You must be joking. Akasaka-senpai, is this for real?
Is he drunk, or why does he say senpai?
He is drunk.
Should we make another calendar? Nah, this won't be an issue. Yeah, and then a few hundred years later, people are like, oh my god, we need to buy a new calendar.
We'll make it when we get there.
That would make sense, yeah. As time passed, the bacteria stabilized in human bodies and became harmless.
You know, my calendar ends at the end of this year, actually. It only goes until the 31st of 2025.
Weird, isn't it? I have a work calendar. It goes until the first week of January. Sorry,
Fine.
It's warm. Aliens. The alien and the bacteria began to fade away from people's minds. However, the alien has lived on for hundreds of years with the protection of the three families. It still lives on as the spirit of a deity in the secret temple of a Furuda shrine. The alien manipulated the bacteria living inside of the villagers and maintained control over them for hundreds of years. The alien wanted to regain its power and started researching how to bring back the lost powers of the bacteria, etc., etc. Things get much stranger from there. People say that the disaster was actually part of the alien's plan to conquer the entire Earth by spreading the reawakened bacteria. The Japanese government has a secret division that fights against alien invasions. They trained in Area 51 in the US, etc., etc. And they moved in to stop the invasion by sealing off the entire village, and they killed all of the residents by using toxic gas.
Hey, there's a movie just like that. Some black guy is the lead character. What was the title? Men in Black. Something.
That's not the... Spoilers! That's not the plot of Men in Black. Yeah, I know. It's too crazy to be real. But the writer of this bunch of bull, Mio Takano, was mysteriously murdered in June 1983. Right before her death, she gave this scrapbook to a girl as if she knew she was going to die very soon. That girl is known as Girl A. Some guy who investigated the case was able to track it down to a girl named Rena Ryugu. So now it's known as the Rena Ryugu theory on the internet. Rena Ryugu inherited Mio Takano's will by means of the scrapbooks. She tried to fight against the planned invasion by holding a school hostage and demanding the local police uncover the aliens' plot. Of course, no one believed her and they assumed she was in a state of paranoia. Back then, people assumed that Rena Ryugu took Mio Takano's delusion seriously and was motivated to commit a poorly executed crime.
That was pretty well executed, though.
When she held the school hostage, Rena Ryugu told local police that the alien was controlling the three families and that it was plotting bioterrorism on a massive scale. And the very next day, the great Hinamizawa disaster occurred.
See, it did occur in this chapter.
That cannot have happened in the credits we saw earlier. Because there is absolutely no way the police...
The case would have gone that fast.
Exactly. There's no way the case would have already been... would be in process less than a day later.
Well, now they say it did.
Poorly executed my ass. Exactly.
Question is this a mistake or not?
I don't think it is. It's just a different history. Where these things did happen that way.
It still seems weird. You've got to be kidding. Couldn't it be just a coincidence?
I don't know. According to people who believe it's not just a coincidence, there are many inconsistencies in the SDF's immediate sealing off operation. Filling this swamp with concrete is one example. Several of the SDF soldiers on duty at the time testified that some people were conducting secret investigations outside the usual geological survey before the area was closed off. Of course, those who think it's just a coincidence say that the researchers simply took precautionary measures to keep unauthorized people out of the area.
I'd have to agree with the latter people.
People also question why they sealed off the village for such a long time. After its volcanic gas eruption, Miyake Island was only sealed off for 4 to 5 years. What happened in Hinamizawa was an exceptionally rare natural disaster, yet it was sealed off for over 20 years.
I heard that the residents of Miyake Island returned to their home island faster than was originally intended because they had requested it so strongly. But in the case of Hinamizawa, there were no residents alive who wished to return in the first place. Perhaps the government took their time until they were absolutely certain it was safe.
How about this one? The SDF members who were on the mission to seal off Hinamizawa had their blood samples taken periodically. Some of them were discharged from the mission without any explanation after the results came back. Some believe that they were using the members of the SDF as human test subjects to see if they got infected or not.
I think they were just checking up on the members' health condition since they were in the area where the gas disaster occurred. Besides, normal businessmen also take annual physical checkups and they have their blood samples taken there as well.
Yeah, I understand your point too, but I have another interesting theory. There are some people who believe that there was no gas emitted during the so-called Great Hinamizawa disaster.
No volcanic gas? What does that mean?
Basically, what they're saying is that there was no volcanic gas and it was a sort of government cover-up. It's like in the Spielberg movie, you know, the one where humans make contact with UFOs.
See, that's exactly how maniacs always explain things. What kind of basis do they have to say that there was no volcanic gas emission?
Well, a bunch of those maniacs came to Hinamizawa as soon as the seal was lifted. According to them, the hydrogen sulfide in the volcanic gas should have caused some corrosion to metallic objects and major damage to the wildlife. However, they found no such signs of disruption, which led them to claim that there was no volcanic gas to begin with. But this village was abandoned for 20 years. I doubt that they could find anything anyway.
Well, that's the thing with the internet. You can't believe everything you read on it.
Or see in videos.
Unless it's our videos.
They're always absolutely the truth, unless we're joking, because legal purposes.
Akasaka-senpai, please tell me you're buying... Please don't tell me you're buying these stories.
At first I didn't. But lately I'm beginning to think that there might be some truth to them.
You believe in UFOs? Oh, come on.
Well, what if the scrapbook is the real file number 34? This scrapbook is the one that Rena Ryugu possessed when she took the school hostage on June 25th, 1983. It was assumed to be lost during the confusion of a disaster, but Ooishi-san's old friend was able to locate it in an evidence storage at the prefectural police headquarters. Back then, Ooishi thought Rena Ryugu was delusional, but after reading this again after the Great Hinamizawa disaster, some of the content seemed to hold vital clues. It's not the alien part that he was interested in, but her theory that an endemic disease of parasitic microbes in Hinamizawa was responsible for the curse of oyashiro-sama. Of course, there's no proof that such microbes existed, so it still remains at a theoretical level. Ooishi-san says that the three families might have been researching how to bring back the original, deadlier microbe in order to revive the religious devotion the villagers used to have. The Great Hinamizawa disaster could be an experiment that went wrong. His theory is also based on the theories and myths he found on the internet. The village clinic's chief doctor died mysteriously right before the Great Hinamizawa disaster. A girl, Rika Furude, was brutally murdered on the night Rena Ryugu took the school hostage. There could have been an underground research lab beneath the village clinic, and Dr. Irie could have been forced to do microbiological research, but he couldn't live with his own sins and committed suicide. Rika Furude could have been brutally murdered in a sacrifice for some sort of ritual ceremony in the name of Oyashiro-sama's revival. However, the experiment went wrong. Instead of the microbes being parasitic in the villagers, they became a killer virus. And they exterminated the entire village in one night. So they both happened, or not, who even knows anything anymore?
It's hard to connect the dots still.
It's obvious that it wasn't a simple gas disaster. We cannot ignore the fact that one girl predicted a bioterrorist attack right before the disaster, and that several villagers died mysteriously, including Mio Takano herself, who wrote all about that in her scrapbook. It doesn't sound right to say that the Great Hinamizawa disaster was an unpredicted and coincidental natural disaster. When you read this file number 34, it's obvious.
So you're saying that the Great Hinamizawa disaster wasn't a rare natural disaster, but that it was in fact an act of bioterrorism by some cultists?
In the modern era, everyone in Japan knows about the shocking incident where a doomsday cult created a nerve gas.
Nerve gas.
In the modern era, everyone in Japan knows about the shocking incident where a doomsday cult created a nerve gas, sarin, and unleashed it for the purposes of mass murder. But in the 80s, the idea of a single cult being able to carry out such an act of terrorism didn't even cross our minds. Some also whisper that the SDF kept the area sealed for so long so they could study some lethal virus. But I'm not convinced.
At least this story sounds more convincing than the one with aliens and UFOs. The idea of cultists and domestic terrorism sounds more rational.
Maybe there really was a UFO that crash landed. When Renner Ryugu took the school hostage, one of her demands to the police was to have him pull out the wreckage of the UFO from the Onigafuchi swamp.
That's ridiculous.
Well, even if I wanted to make sure if it's ridiculous or not, look at it. The swamp is filled with concrete several meters thick, and there's no way we can check. This is all because of that ridiculous construction that doesn't even do anything to prevent the volcanic gas.
This was a real thing. This cult was a huge problem.
That's fucked up.
That does sound messed up. Well, then the only way to prove Akasaka-senpai's theory would be to find a survivor of Hinamizawa and try to find that microbe in him or...
Sadly, that's almost impossible. After the Great Hinamizawa disaster, some survivors were subject to a witch hunt. So even if there are any survivors, they won't tell you that they're from this area. I guess after they found file number 34, they executed Order 66. That's a Star Wars thing. The Aum Shinrikyo.
Why did a witch hunt happen though? Because the file only became popular, no?
Right after the disaster, some people who were from Hinamizawa started displaying erratic behavior. When they started dying mysteriously and committing suicide in strange ways, people got scared of them and chased them out of their neighborhoods.
Oh.
That's why.
Press A.
The government was practically useless in protecting their privacy at the time, so the former residents of Hinamizawa lied about where they were from, and have kept it that way since.
In that case, it's a dead end.
But it's my duty as a cop to keep trying. There's enough circumstantial evidence to say that the Great Hinamizawa disaster wasn't a natural one. If I could grab a hold of one piece of concrete proof, I think I could start reeling in the truth behind all of this. If you're looking for concrete proof, why don't you just look ahead?
It's not even concrete, I think. But...
No, they poured cement over everything. Concrete.
I thought you were looking at our walls.
No.
I'm tired.
Not forgiven.
Yeah, but it's been over 20 years. The truth might be lying somewhere very deep in the darkness.
That's true. I might not find any answers. It's already the 21st century. What happened in Hinamizawa in June 1983? The only factual evidence that I had was that Mio Takano mysteriously died and left her scrapbook predicting a bioterrorist attack. A young girl took a school hostage to make people listen to this prediction, but no one took it seriously. The chief doctor of a village clinic committed suicide. People believed that a little girl, Rika Furude, was a reincarnation of Oyashiro-sama, and she was brutally murdered. What was the truth behind this scrapbook? Was it written to reveal a huge conspiracy? Or was it just a bunch of delusions written by an occult maniac? If the contents of this scrapbook were true, the disaster could have been avoided if we heeded the warnings of one girl. If they weren't true, then who created the disaster to follow the scenario of the scrapbook? After the sarin nerve gas incident, the words mind control came into the spotlight. In contrast to brainwashing, which can easily force a person to commit certain acts in the short term, mind control takes a long time to gradually make a person believe that what he or she must do is the right thing to do, and to act upon it as if it were his or her own idea. It's a form of character alteration which is far more serious than brainwashing. The cult behind the sarin gas incident induced fear and anxiety into its members through its revelations of doomsday. At the same time, they ordered them to do certain things as means of salvation and had them do so voluntarily. The formula was quite similar to how Renna Ryugu became a puppet of fan number 34. So does that mean that Renna Ryugu was mind-controlled by someone? Does that mean that the cult that mind-controlled her tried to cause the end of the world in order to increase the credibility of their teachings, just like the other cult did? Would that make fan number 34 some sort of religious textbook for them? When I lose my grip on what's true and what's not, it sometimes makes me feel that someone might be laughing in amusement at this disaster. This scrapbook was like a script. It was a script for a tragedy that takes the lives of thousands of villagers in one night. It was a script for demons who laugh at the loss of human life. Someone wrote that script. Someone performed it. Someone watched the show and laughed. Damn it! What the hell happened in Hinamizawa in June 1983? You're not gonna tell me that Mio Takano also somehow can tap into the morphogenetic field? And every single one of her scrapbooks is actually true?
That would be really interesting. But we only have 2 chapters left.
You want to write that down as a prediction?
No.
Extra room. Tifa. Question. Does anybody know how long the 2 what-if scenarios are that are part of a console re-release that we made saves at?
I remember the first one to be long, because we spoke about that one already.
Not in this chapter.
Was that not in this chapter?
No. We had one in the Akasaka chapter, and there it was really short. There it was, and then he gets shot and he dies. But in chapter 5 there was one, and that was a good 20 or so minutes. Because that led to a whole... And then Keiichi and Mion went for a nice day out after the tragedies did occur.
That was way longer than 20 minutes, but yeah.
Let's find out. Yeah, but the question is, do we call it an early night here and do the extra room and the 2 what-ifs on Friday? If they're super short, I don't know.
To no one's surprise, would be fine with an early night.
Why are you so weak?
Because I'm tired.
Why are you tired? Why don't you sleep?
Imagine.
Deflecting the answer. Deflecting my question, I should say.
If we do start one, I say we start with the latest, because that's the one freshest. But then save if it takes too long.
And then what?
And then continue on Friday.
I don't like that from an editorial standpoint.
Well, I suggest then we do Friday.
I suggest we call it a night here, because I also don't know how long the extra thing is going to be. The last one was relatively short, which was basically just an interview with Ryukishi 07. It was really short compared to the previous after party things that they did, with all the characters giving their all the actors giving their opinions.
Yeah, that one usually takes a bit longer. Well, let's finish it on Friday then. Then we can take our time doing both. Plus the extra room is just a staff room, no?
We don't know. We don't know until we click on it.
Staff room.
No.
Oh, it's another
it's an interview with a guy again. So there we go.
But it's called the staff room, yeah.
Yeah. I was first looking for the menu to save, but we finished the game. There is nothing left to save. The game remembers that we beat it. Alright.
I didn't expect to finish this chapter today.
Why not?
I somehow thought, like I said, that this would go on much longer and get another conclusion.
Possibly, but you know, it's gotta end somewhere.
Yeah, that is true.
So then, I guess for the schedule, it's gonna be Friday. We're gonna do the staff room part and the 2 what-if scenarios. And then at the latest on Sunday, we can start chapter 7.
Yeah, makes sense. Well, probably on Friday already, but...
No.
That's not gonna be...
Yeah, but we're gonna set up both. Yeah, we will see how long it takes. I'll be prepared for both things to be possible.
Worst case, short stream on Friday.
Why do you hate our audience?
It's better from an editorial point
Why
of view.
do you hate our audience? Please speak look directly in the camera and speak into your microphone, Tifa. And please tell everybody why you hate them, why you want to deprive all of these wonderful people out there from fun.
Because you said it's bad from an editorial point of view. I'm just thinking of the poor editor.
I have an idea.
We're gonna see on Friday.
I can find out tomorrow how long they are without spoiling it for myself.
Doesn't matter. Let's just start chapter 7.
Why?
If this takes like an hour... Yeah, if I'm talking about finishing this, and if that takes like an hour, just start chapter 7.
That's not what you said.
What are you complaining about?
Because you didn't say it like that just now.
You were like, oh, what if we only do that and then maybe start chapter 7 another time?
Remember what I said earlier, that Tifa and I are stuck in different gears? We're both going forward, but we have very different opinions on how to. We will figure it out.
You just make things more difficult than it is.
We will figure it out, is what I'm saying. I will figure out how long the alternative stuff is, and then we will go into the stream on Friday with a little bit of information from that point of view.
Okay.
Say a little bit of preparation. Would you like to know the next chapter title now or later? Hit me. Tell me. Wait, I already know technically.
Technically we see it in
I mean, I own it. It's Higurashi When They Cry How, Chapter 7, Minagoroshi. I don't know what Minagoroshi stands for.
Is that Keiichi as the main character?
No, that's the Steam banner, which is just random art.
No, I'm talking about the little picture at the front. That's
In
usually...
Steam, the game icon for Chapter 6 was Keiichi, and for Chapter 7 it is somebody with purple hair.
Oh, I thought they always have the character who the chapter is about.
Not, I mean, all of them are kind of about Keiichi. He isn't on all the icons. Minagoroshi Massacre Arc. Or
Well,
maybe,
that is a promising name.
or maybe there's something lost in translation here that's not massacre, but mass acre. It's actually going to turn out to be about farming.
They do live
Landscaping.
in a village.
That is true.
Plenty of space.
Maybe we're... Or a massage, yes.
Could
exactly.
also still be.
Yeah, maybe it's just a misspelling. It's not massacre, it's massager.
After a hard day working in the fields, a massage can really help you.
That is true. That is true. Also, just one last thing about Chapter 6. I hate the post-credit, the Demon's Script tip. I was so happy with where Chapter 6 left off.
Yeah, it had a semi-happy end. Like no one else died, and then it's like, oh no, wait, everyone died the next
Was
day.
it silly? Yes. Was it a good ending? Yes. And then they go, oh yeah, no, by the way, that happened. But then literally the next day, everybody died. And the next day, everybody died.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I survived this disaster.
Yeah.
Phew. Oh, maybe not.
It's like Reina said, I'm gonna die soon anyway. Yeah, just not the way you expected.
You survived to live another day. Oh no, wait.
Yeah, about that.
It's kinda Final Destination.
Yeah. Also, another thing hinting towards that post-credit tip not being canon to the ending of Chapter 6. The Great Hinamizawa disaster killed the villagers of Hinamizawa, right?
Mm.
yeah, Ooishi survived it because he wasn't in Hinamizawa when it happened.
Yeah, different town.
Yeah, so Reina would have most likely also survived it because I don't think they left her at home after bringing her into the police.
True, they didn't say who survived now because they didn't do the... Oh, but that's why Reina's trial was still going. She survived the disaster because she wasn't there. Which means her trial is completely different from the disaster and happens...
Imagine having... Oh my god.
Oh, you're actually right. So it does make sense.
Fuck
it
yeah,
isn't a mistake.
it's not mutually exclusive. Oh my god.
She wasn't in the village, so she didn't get killed by the disaster. But just because she's a survivor of the village doesn't mean they will stop her trial and let her go free.
Yeah, and Ooishi, we already know where he survived because he wasn't there. Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, well done. You actually solved it by accident. That explains a lot, yeah. Your brain fart solved the mystery.
And this is why it's important for me to verbalize all of these weird, random, sometimes silly thoughts, because then maybe, sometimes, eventually, we get to something smart. Thank you for helping me out, Betty. Appreciate it.
Teamwork. The half a brain cell connected.
But Akasaka and Rishi would have tried to contact Reina. Potentially. We don't know if they tried, just... In the story we have viewed from the perspective of Akasaka, we haven't been told that they did yet. He didn't say it's impossible because there are no survivors. He said it's basically impossible because it's very hard to find the people.
Yeah, they didn't say they didn't try, but they also didn't say they did try and didn't manage. She could have died already in the meantime, she could be in a psych ward with no visitors.
Yeah, she could have committed suicide at some point.
Not be able to track her.
She could have died in a hospital during treatment, like Keiichi did in one of the endings. Yeah.
Plenty of reasoning for that.
There's 2 more chapters left and I am so confused. Akasaka would have mentioned Reina along the other survivors, or how it's not possible to reach her specifically. Maybe that just hasn't been brought up yet.
Because they didn't bring it up at all.
I have a
which
really
leaves that open.
Dumb feeling that at the end of chapter 7 we unlock another tip and it's gonna be Akasaka investigating more of Hinamizawa. And chapter 8, before the title screen drop, has a happy ending and we all know one truth of what has occurred in all of this. And then at the end of chapter 8, you unlocked one last tip. And it's gonna be the final part of Akasaka's journey around Hinamizawa, and he finds something that just pisses it all away again.
Like
that again puts that seed of doubt into our minds. Was it all a curse? Was it aliens? Was it bunnies? Was it a parasite? Was it bacteria? Was it bioterrorism? Was it a cult? Was this all planned?
The ending is probably gonna leave a little bit open to your imagination. I don't think we're gonna get a hard answer.
I want a hard answer. I need it.
Yeah, personally, I prefer hard answers to anything like in a movie and series too.
Clear answers. Hard answers seems like it.
Clear answer then. Instead of like this, it's gonna be left to your imagination.
Did it happen or did it not? Maybe. Who knows? Please debate on the internet.
I don't want to use my imagination. Just show me what happens.
Yeah, I don't want to think whether something was just an illusion or a metaphor. Tell me if a table is a table, Ryokishio 7.
Oh well.
We'll find out more on Friday.
But I say, for now, we find out what Skinner is playing, who I saw come live earlier.
Skinner is...
Yakuza.
His stream title is Sotenbori's #1 cabaret manager. And according to Twitch, he's streaming Yakuza 0. I think he is currently watching the Bandai Namco showcase that is happening today, because what I can see on his screen is not Yakuza 0.
Well, he did say he's gonna watch that as well. It even says it in his title. So I'm guessing that already started.
What do you think will happen next chapter? I have no idea. Some shenanigans that will definitely confuse me very much.
I'm hoping
I will have hot takes.
Brings all of the events that have happened so far a little bit closer again.
That would be nice. I doubt that.
That would definitely be nice.
It would be too nice. Hence why I doubt that.
Probably another world.
Yeah.
That's gonna add even more things, yeah.
Another world of possibilities and tragedies with no exit to this maze. I hope answers, or some inkling of an answer. But if you cannot stick around for the raid, please check out Skinner whenever it's convenient for you. You should. He's a nice guy.
I agree.
So much so that I took him off of the list of things that Tifa hates.
Yeah, because I never did in the first place.
Hearsay. Do you have a source for that? No way. I did a while ago already.
Did you actually? What was the list anyway?
Let me
Tifa?
quickly do it. Tifa hates a lot of things like Japanese fancy restaurants, Samsung TV remotes, trackpads on laptops, gnomes, the TMNT, heating, plushies, caterpillars, sun colors, fun, at least half the things I love, tomatoes, hedgehogs, sushi, every single member of the X-Men, soup, all rap music, Dr. Dre, Magneto's outfit, pina coladas, Dr. Pepper, and the list is yet to be continued.
I still don't have my cabbage soup.
That's true.
We're gonna have that next week.
Maybe.
But the timer is running out, so we're
Press
gonna
the
say
button,
goodbye,
Tina.
Dark Lord. Enjoy the rest of your birthday.
Please do.
Hope you're gonna have an awesome day, and I'm looking for the button and I can't find
I'm pressing it because Tifa can't find it. Please stick around for raid if you can. We love you all. Thank you for Higurashi with us. What if and extra stuff on Friday. See you then. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, thank you.